Welcome to You're Not Alone, the podcast that brings you real stories of strength, hope, and resilience. Life is full of challenges, and if you are navigating a personal struggle, facing difficult challenges, or simply looking for an inspiration, this space is for you. My name is Victoria Vita. I'm a mindset mentor, Reiki master, and a sound healer. I'm also the CEO and founder of Self Awesomeness and the host of this podcast. This podcast is here to give you hope, inspiration, and the reminder that you have community behind you. Our guests are real people just like you who have faced losses, anxieties, and life obstacles, but emerged stronger. Their stories are raw, honest, and full of hope, reminding you that no matter how tough things get, you are not alone. And today's guest is a true warrior of mind, body, and spirit. Before the age of 40, she faced divorce, multiple chronic illnesses, and a medical breaking point where a doctor said there is nothing else we can do. Meet Bessy Goulianos, who refused to give up. Instead, she turned inward, discovering different healing modalities and the missing link, the mindset. Now she helps others heal as whole begins through her trademark approach, mind, body, and spirit. She's the author of the recently released book. We just talked about it, showing the world that you are not broken, you are becoming. Thank you, Betty, very much on being on today's podcast. I feel honored and excited that listeners will be honored to hear your story because I think it's powerful, inspirational, and as we just discussed, your new journey that just recently happened is so transformational and is a proof that changes and healing happens with us every day and every time. So, welcome.
Thank you for
Oh,
having me.
sure. Can you take us back to that time before your healing journey began? What was life like for you dealing with your chronic illnesses and divorce?
Life was just surviving at that
Mm-hmm.
time. There was really no living. It was just the days were the same, just trying to get through the day. I was working part time, but I was also on disability as well.
Mm-hmm.
And every day was a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It was difficult to get through the day at times. Um, it was a very dark time. It was
Mm-hmm.
very
For
dark.
you, right? And you mentioned that you were hit with several diagnoses before 40. What was that physically and emotionally like to navigate all that at once?
It was very difficult. The first diagnosis was Crohn's disease at
Mm-hmm.
26, right after I had my son. So I was, trying to navigate being a new mom,
Mm-hmm.
being a wife. And I kind of honestly pretended that it wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I tried my best to just pretend it wasn't there and just to
Uh-huh.
power through every day and take care of everybody and
Wow.
take care of everything,
Except
um,
yourself.
except me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there did become a point where I had to go out on disability. I couldn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I didn't like people taking care of me. And uh, I felt like I was a burden,
Mm-hmm.
and that I couldn't take care of what I needed to take care of. There was a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. Um, it was a little bit of a catch 22, maybe. It became so bad that I actually had to go through surgery and get my colon removed, which
Wow.
left me with a ostomy for the rest of my life. But it
Wow.
also gave me my life back.
Oh,
So I
wow.
thought of that as a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
So then I decided to go back to school, get my bachelor's degree, started going for my master's. And in between all that is when the divorce happened. My mother passed away.
Oh,
And
wow.
then slowly another disease started creeping in,
Mm-hmm.
which is called hidradenitis suppurativa. That I also ignored.
So you
Um,
didn't learn the first time
I
pretty
didn't
much,
learn the
right? So,
first time,
uh-huh.
and I just kept pushing through and pushing through until it decided to push back to the point where it just stops you.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that was a very, very dark time. And then something happened and things changed.
Yes, I think you mentioned that your breaking point was when the doctors told you there was nothing more they can do for you. Do you
Yes,
remember that
I do very much so.
conversation? Hmm.
Very much so. Yeah, that day the doctors told me there was no other medicine that they could prescribe. I had maxed out basically.
Wow.
So I would have to basically wait until something new was
Hmm.
approved. I was a little shocked. I was a little, upset, a little, a lot, confused. And I came home, sat on the couch. Nobody was home. It was just me.
Hmm.
And I went to turn on the TV, and instead I left it off. And I saw my
Hmm.
reflection in the TV screen. And I just started staring at her, and I didn't recognize the person that I was looking at.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And in that moment, I've heard I heard the phrase to something to the effect of, nobody is coming to save you. You have to save yourself.
Hmm.
And it was that moment
Wow.
that changed everything for me.
Wow, I have goosebumps
I know, I
like
do
all
too
over
every
my
time you
body.
say.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
powerful. That's very powerful. And I guess that was your new beginning.
Yeah, that was my new beginning. The first thing I started doing was just research, research. I wasn't unfamiliar with meditation or
Mhm.
energy work or, chakras or mindset or other modalities, Reiki.
Mhm.
I was a Reiki 2 practitioner at that time already.
Well, okay.
But it was one of those things where, m- you know how it's like you have your mind, but then your heart,
Yes.
and which one leads? So the mind was constantly leading, and I needed the heart
Yes.
start leading. And so I started diving in, learning more about meditation and what it actually can support and help
Mhm.
with.
Mhm.
And I became a meditation practitioner just because, you know,
Mhm.
I mean,
Why
and then,
not?
yeah, why not, And then I actually started noticing small little changes for just
Mhm.
a grounding meditation of 10 minutes a day started
Yes.
clearing out my brain fog, started helping me actually, I had more clarity. I was more present. Um,
Mhm.
just these little things that people think are maybe so small or minute can mean so much to a
Mm.
person with chronic illness. You know.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so
I
yeah,
think it's for everybody, right?
for
So,
everybody. Yeah.
sometimes we think that, oh my goodness, I don't have an hour to meditate. I mean, I was one of the examples. I don't have one spare hour in my life to meditate.
Hmm.
But those 10 minutes, as you said, they
Hmm.
actually help so much. Sometimes it can be just 5, 7 minutes, but
Yes.
they help to find that clarity. And like, I always know what the next step should be instead of just, whatever is going on in my mind, it's just really hard to catch sometimes. But
Right.
when I have that clarity, I was like, okay, so this is what I need to do next. And
Hmm.
I know this is the right decision at that point in time. But
Right.
without that, without those 10 minutes, I never was able to see what I need to do. And I was always on that like fight and flight mode
Yes. Right in
without
front.
like living in my head, not in my heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I started really digging deep into sound healing and tuning forks and really
Mm.
the the research behind, you know,
Mhm.
why what sound healing does, how it helps the body. Because I've always been a thinker. I'm always going to be a thinker. So I also
Mhm.
need to know the scientific part of it.
Mhm.
And to be
Mhm.
able to put science together with metaphysical or, these modalities, I think is a huge advancement. Number one, is having science backing this, these types of modalities, I think is going to really, really change the way that people, see themselves, heal themselves. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, I have just so much going on in my head right now, just thinking about it. I get really excited about it.
Yeah, and
Mm,
I agree that we used to live in our minds, and when we understand how that works, as you
mhm,
said, from scientific standpoint, how sound healing works, right? So
mhm.
it makes that, I think it connects what we feel with
Yes.
what we know, and
Mhm.
just allow that healing happen. I
Yes.
think I was having issues and challenges with Reiki because like this is just energy
Mhm,
healing, and I usually recommend my clients to go to kind of to go to that experience and see how they feel, and
mhm.
then we'll talk about how all of that happens. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And then from there, I moved on. I think it was by chance. I really honestly don't remember how it happened or why.
Hmm.
Um, into the concept of mindset.
Yeah. Oh,
And then between like, your mindset and what we were just talking about, with sound healing,
hmm.
um, but to add to that, trauma.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
we carry various types of traumas, they don't have to be the big
Hmm.
T. They could be small traumas.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but these traumas are, show up in our bodies. I'm going to try to explain it the best way that I can. Because it's just, you may have issues with insecurity, for example, and people consider that as a trauma, which means that your root chakra could be blocked. And
Hmm.
so you have to flip, thinking about the trauma and reframing it.
Yes. Yes.
So it kind of connects with the mindset, but also with, energy healing, you know,
Hmm. Yes.
clearing out your chakras. So it kind of all combines everything into one, you know.
Yes.
Um, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, it is an amazing process. I just released my first episode on chakras. So I'm more explaining it from easier to understand point of
Yeah.
view. And that's what I was talking about, that our imprints, our beliefs, they impact the way we
Yes.
respond to life. They impact energy in our body. They impact our chakras or energy centers, as I call
Mhm.
them. So, and once we start shifting that mindset,
Mhm.
so the energy is changing and
Yes.
we feel differently and we notice things happening around us like in a different way, which we
Mhm.
haven't thought about that could have happened. Yes. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
guys, you can check it out, those episodes on chakras, and let us know what you feel or what you
Mhm.
think about those. Yeah. So you basically realized at some point that the mindset is not only the tool, it was kind of the missing link
Yes.
in your like personal healing.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So when I worked with all three, I found that I was able to have like a whole body, you go to a doctor and they look at your symptom and they give you medicine and they
Hmm.
say, here, this will work on the symptom. But
Yes.
they don't ask, okay, well, why is he or she having that symptom?
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
is
Yes.
happening in their life right now that is causing this to occur? You know? So, nothing against Western medicine, but I think that there is a need for
Mhm.
people to have emotional healing, spiritual healing, mental health healing,
So
physical
looking
healing.
at the roots of the problem, not
Yes,
at the
looking at
symptom. Mhm.
at the person as a whole instead of
Mhm.
little pieces. So,
Mhm. Yeah, and
and
I
that,
think our world is evolving now. Kind of,
hmm
I see a small change and small
yeah,
shifts, and even traditional doctors they start talking about mindset. They start talking
hmm
about meditation and sound healing. Some just say, just grab a glass of wine and you'll be relaxed. I was like, that's not going to help you.
yeah,
Maybe for a little bit, but not as a long-term
hmm
solution. But
yeah,
I see it's gradually changing, but I don't know how long will it take us to have that shift
right.
to look at the person holistically.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hopeful. I have also noticed that, and I'm hopeful. But I
Mhm.
also think that the best thing that somebody could do is educate themselves,
Mhm. Oh, I
you
love
know,
that.
because I
Yes.
believe that all of these things can be learned and practiced in your, you know, in your own life,
Mhm.
and it
Mhm.
can become part of your, you know, part of the way you live. And it can be learned. So,
Mhm.
you know, regardless of what will happen in, the medical industry,
Yes.
these are things I think that would help really anybody, whether you have anxiety, whether, you have chronic stress,
Mhm.
anything to that effect. Um, so yeah.
Y- Yeah, I agree with you that people can educate themselves, but I think it's still the point that it there is a feeling that it would take so much effort to change.
hmm
But you mentioned 10 minutes grounding
Yeah.
meditation gives you clarity, and everybody can find 10 minutes. I mean, if I can find 10 minutes in my life, I can guarantee anybody else can find 10
Yes.
minutes in their life. So, and it can be 5 minutes a day, right? So you
Mhm.
can start with 5, 7, and add 10, but it's really the time that you can invest into your well-being. Can
Yes.
you share any other like simple practices or techniques that you used on yourself that help you to heal? Something simple that it doesn't require you like, I
Um,
don't know, 5 hours a day.
Not 5 hours a day. I mean, so I also suffered from anxiety because of all of the, medical
Mhm,
issues. And really just stopping where
mhm,
whatever, when the anxiety is really, really high, and just taking 3 deep breaths in and out, but feeling them,
mhm.
not just going, you know what I mean? But like
Yes.
actually feeling them. And you can literally feel yourself calming down and coming back to present. Another simple, real, a lot of people don't sit still.
Mhm.
They're always busy. They're always looking for something to
Yeah.
occupy their time.
Mhm,
Taking the time to be still.
mhm. Oh, I
And when
love
I
that.
mean be still, I mean just sit on your chair or your recliner. You don't have to be laying down,
Yes.
and just be present and be still. Look around the
Mhm.
room. What do you observe? What do you hear? You know, it just brings you to the present moment. And people are not in the present moment.
Not at all. We are
And sometimes
multitaskers,
yeah.
right? We do 10 things at a time. That's
Mhm.
what I liked what you said about that you usually would turn on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
When you get home, something should be in the background, right?
It
So
is.
I know that when people are cooking, they have music, TV shows on, podcasts on. You can listen to my podcast, of course, but because it's a healing podcast. But there is always something in the background. But
Mm-hmm.
when you are still with yourself, and as you said, just look around the room and see what you have surrounding you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and these, even those familiar things, you will realize, oh, maybe I should remove this vase from this shelf
Mm-hmm.
because you don't notice on
Right.
regular
Mm-hmm.
basis. And I think being present, it is such a powerful tool, and everybody can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from work, taking 5 minutes during lunch, just stay still. And
Yep.
this is your meditation. Sometimes this is what the
Exactly.
meditation can be. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Take a moment when you come home from work and just give yourself half an hour to sit and be still.
Mm,
You know,
yes.
I
Yeah.
do it every day. It's
Yeah.
actually it's in my schedule.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
that's
The best way to do it is to put it in your schedule, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
And it,
my evening routine
yeah.
usually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and you said you put it on your schedule. Basically, your healing, like I call them activities. So it's a more, I think now as a routine. It's not. It's your lifestyle now, but
Exactly.
you still have it on your calendar, so you don't
Yeah.
forget to do it. And
Hmm.
oh, I'm feeling good today. I don't need to do anything, right? So and we just go with the flow.
Yeah.
But reconnecting with yourself on daily basis, it helps to stay grounded and probably
Yes.
stay more calm, less stressed, and just
Hmm.
enjoy
Yep.
life around you. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
And
that's amazing.
it did it. I mean, it did. In the past 2 years, I have done more than I think I have done in 20 years.
Wow. Wow. So tell us, what did you do? I know that you start helping others. I know that you are author of two books, right?
Two
Two
books. Yep.
bestsellers. Yes. Can you
Mhm.
please tell us about that?
Yeah, so the first one is it was a group they're both collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was a collaboration with sound healers, and it's called The Call Within, and it was an incredible opportunity. I actually just did it on a whim. Um, I did. I'm like, okay, I have to put myself out there. Let's just do it. And it was an absolute incredible experience. It became international bestseller in 4 countries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And from there,
Congratulations.
there was like a trickle effect. I ended up that's all of this. I wasn't planning on starting a business.
No?
No, I was
Oh,
not
wow.
planning on starting a business, and it just kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
I saw what it could do for me, and
Yes.
I knew that it could help so many other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much how it happened.
Wow.
um,
That so basically like 2 years ago, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
wow,
yeah, two
that's
years ago.
incredible.
And so, I mean, so yeah, the business is fairly new, but the amount of interest and encouragement and praise that I have, received has
Mm-hmm.
just been absolutely incredible. So after the first book and its success, I decided it kind of fell in my lap to write another one. It was
That's
another book
amazing.
collaboration, but this one was bigger. I ended up going to the UK twice this past year.
Wow.
And I haven't traveled in over 20 years because of all my illnesses.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. So that was your first
These are a
experience.
lot of firsts that I did this past year.
Wow.
Yeah. And to be able to do it is still mind boggling, but it also goes to show you that I guess that phrase, nobody is going to help you. You have to help yourself. We are the most important person to us is us.
Yes.
And we need to take care of us. If that
Yes.
makes any sense.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. This is what I'm preaching about too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So instead of putting everybody else first, put yourself
Mm-hmm.
first. Something that I don't think I've ever
Mm-hmm.
done until these past 2 years.
Hmm.
Because when you put yourself first, then you'll be in a position to be able to help others.
Yes. Because if you don't put yourself first, you're kind of betraying yourself.
Yes.
And this is when everything on the physical level
Yeah.
starts happening to us.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, basically, can you tell me about that moment when you decided to be a part of your first book, to be an author? The first book, like you didn't plan on it, you
Hmm.
decided to come out of your comfortable zone. So, what was going through your mind back then?
I think I was challenging myself, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really think I was challenging myself, and when I accomplished it, I think I was the most surprised out of everybody, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest with you. Only because I think I had mentioned to you before, I like to be in the background. I'm not
Yeah.
comfortable with being congratulated, praised, whatever, all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's really what that book
Yeah, just
was. The second one was because I really wanted to get myself out there, and get my business out there
Mhm,
and get the message out there of, you know, that healing is possible, um,
mhm,
inspiring people, empowering people to to take care of themselves, I guess,
mhm, mhm, yes.
and really look deep within.
And I guess that was success that we just,
Yes,
talked,
it was
right?
another success.
You just got back from,
Yeah.
UK.
Yes, I just got back from the UK about 2 weeks ago. We had the event. It was an event, Courageous Action Live, and it was an event. It wasn't really about the book. It was speakers talking about some kind a courageous action that they
Mhm.
took and how much it changed their life. And that was also another awesome, experience.
Of, being visible, I guess, and I know
Being visible.
for a lot of people, it may feel very uncomfortable, right? Being
Yeah,
visible and talking to people, but you came out of that bubble and you shared your story.
I did. I did. I really did. So I have to
Yeah.
say that I am very proud of myself for that
Well, I'm
one.
very proud of you too. Yeah,
Yes.
because I think more we share our story, more we share what works for us,
Hmm.
we can actually inspire more people and have that shift into looking at ourselves as holistic well-beings, not just
Yes.
physical body.
Hmm.
And can you walk us through your healing practice now? You said that you have a business. Can you tell us what you do?
What I'm actually working on right now is something I call the Gephi integration model. So
Mm-hmm.
it's basically taking mind, body. It has like three pieces to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it has the mind, where you work on your mindset, emotional and physical, where sound healing and energy work, spirit, where you also incorporate meditation into your daily life. So when you
Mm-hmm.
put it all together, you're integrating a whole body healing experience.
Yeah, mind body. Oh, that this is amazing. So you can guys check and find more information about Bessy below this episode. But before we wrap up, I think your story is so powerful because it involves not only emotional healing, it involves physical healing, and the way you were able to pull yourself through that uh, confirms that the holistic approach helps us to feel the best versions of ourselves and achieve our goals and dreams
Absolutely.
and step out of our comfort zones
Hmm.
and be out there and share our experience, which people do need in our society. And
Absolutely.
before we wrap up, as I said, can you please share your encouragement, your legacy message with the listeners?
My legacy message would be that you are not broken. You are becoming.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. It is very powerful. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss another powerful story. And remember to check my three favorite calming techniques below this episode that will help you to stay grounded, as we discussed early in this episode, and feel connected to your body. And remember, no matter how tough things get, you are not alone.